Good morning to all of you. I am Neelu Muskan. Today we are here to conduct in-house training session. Today's topic is silent feeder of national education policy and our resource person is Sir Raju Ranjan Sinha. So I would like to invite Sir, please come and conduct the training.
Good morning everyone. I, Raju Ranjan Sinha, and I am here to conduct an in-house training session on the topic of silent features of National Education Policy 2020. I am from Jharkhand Public School, affiliation number 3430604, and our school code is 6666 and 3, and my code is 1471471. National Education Policy 2020, Ministry of Human Resource Development and Government of India. So, starting from the education policy introduction, education is fundamental for achieving the human potential, developing an equitable and just society, and promoting national development, providing universal access to quality education in the key of India's continued access and leadership of the global stage in terms of economic growth, social justice and equality, scientific advancement, national integration and cultural prevention. Universal high quality education is the best way forward for developing and minimizing our country's rich talent and resources for the good of the individuals, the society, the country and the world. India will have the highest population of young people in the world over the next decades, and our ability to provide high quality education opportunities to them will determine the features of our country. The Global Education Development Agenda, reflected in the goal of the 2020 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted by India in 2015, seek to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2020. Such a lofty goal will require the entire education system to be recognized to support and further learning, so that we all of the crucial target and goals agenda of sustainable development can be achieved. The world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape with various dramatic scientific and technological advances, such as the rise of big data, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Many unskilling jobs worldwide may be taken over by machines, while the need for the skilling workforce, particularly involving mathematics, computer science and data science, is conjunction with multidisciplinary abilities across the science, social science and humanities will be with multidisciplinary ability. With climate change, increasing population and depleting nature resources, there will be a stable shift is how we meet the world's energy, water, food and sanitation needed, again resulting in the need for new skills, labor, particularly in biology, chemistry, physics, agriculture, climate science and social science. The growing emergence of epidemics and pandemics will also call for collaborative research in infectious disease management and development of vaccines, and the resultant social issues heighten the use to multidisciplinary learning. There will be a growing demand for humanities and art as India moves towards becoming a developed country as well as among the three largest economic in the world. Indeed, with the quality changing employment landscape and global ecosystem, it is becoming majorly critical that children not only learn but more importantly learn how to learn. Education thus must move towards less content and more towards learning about how to think critically and solve problems, how to be creative and multidisciplinary, and how to innovate, adapt and absorb now material in novel and changing field. Pedagogy must involve to make education more experiential, holistic, integrated, inquiry driven, discovery oriented, learner centered, discussion based, flexible and of course enjoyable. The curriculum must include basic arts, craft, humanities, games, sports and fitness, languages, literature, cultures and learners, and make education more well-rounded, useful and developed all aspects and capabilities of learner. And make education more well-rounded, useful and develop all aspects and capabilities of learner. And make education more well-rounded, useful and fulfill to the learner's education must build character, enable learner to the ethical, rational, compassionate and airing value at the same time, preparing them for gainful, fulfilling employment. The gap between the current state of learning outcomes and what is required must be bridged through undertaking major reforms that bring the highest quality, equity and integrity into the system. From early childhood care and education through higher education, the aim must be for India to have an education system by 2040 that is second to none, with equitable access to the highest quality education for all learners regardless of social and economic background. The National Education Policy 2020 is the first education policy of the 21st century and aim to address the many governing development imperative of our country. This policy proposed the revision and revamping of all aspects of the education structure, including its regulation and governance. So, to create a new system that is aligned with the aspirational goals of 21st century education, including SDG 4, while building upon India's traditional and value system. The national education policy lay particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of each individual. It is based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities, both the foundational capabilities for literacy and numeracy and higher order consecutive capabilities such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social, ethical and emotional capabilities and dispositions. Now we know previous policy. Firstly, we have to know the previous policies given by our government. The implementation of previous policies on education has focused largely on issue for access and equality. The unfixed agenda of the National Policy of Education 1986 modified in 1992 is approximately dealt with in the policy. A major development since the last policy of 1986-92 has been the right of children to free and compulsory education. Act 2009, which laid down legal underpinnings for achieving universal elementary education. Principles of this policy. The purpose of the education system is to develop good human beings capable of rational thought and action, possessing comparison and empathy, courage and resilience, scientific temper and creative imagination, with sound ethical moral and value. It aimed at producing engaged, productive and contributing citizens for building an equitable, inclusive and plural society as envisaged by the Constitution. A good education institution is one in which every student feels welcomed and cared for, where a safe and stimulating learning environment exists, where a wide range of learning experiences are offered, and where good physical infrastructure and appropriate resources conducive to learning are available for all students. Attaining these qualities must be the goal of every educational institution. However, at the same time, there must also be seamless integration and coordination across institutions and across all stages of education. To fundamental principles that will guide both the education system at large as well as the individual institution within it are recognizing, identifying and fostering the unique capabilities of each student by sensitizing teachers as well as parents to promote education students holistic development in both academic and non-academic spheres. According to highest priority to achieving fundamental literacy and necessary by all students by grade 3. Flexibility, so that learners have the ability to choose their learning and programs and thereby choose their own path in life according to their talent and interests. No hard situations between art and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams, etc., in order to eliminate harmful hatcheries among and slaves between different areas of learning. Multidisciplinarity and holistic education across the sciences, social science, arts, humanities, and sports for the multidisciplinary world in order to ensure the unity and integrity of all knowledges. Emphasis of conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exams. Creativity and critical thinking to encourage logical decision making and innovation. Focus on regular formative assessment for learning rather than the summative assessment that encourages today coaching culture. Extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barrier, increasing access of Divyang students, and educational planning and management. Full equity and inclusion as the cornerstone of all educational decisions to ensure that all students are able to thrive in the education system. Teachers and faculty as the heart of the learning process, their recruitment, continuous professional development, positive working environment, and service conditions. Outstanding research as a prerequisite for outstanding education and development. Continuous review of progress based on sustained research and regular assessment by educational experts. The vision of this policy, the National Education Policy envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India, that is Bharat, sustainability into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing higher quality education to all and thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. The policy enforces that the curriculum and pedagogy of our institutions must develop among the students a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values, bonding with one's country, and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibilities in a changing world. The vision of the policy is to install among the learners to develop rooted pride in being Indian not only in thought but also in spirit, intellect, and deeds, as well as to develop knowledge, skills, values, and dispositions that support responsible, committed to human rights. sustainable development and living and global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. Part 1, School Education. This policy envisages that the extant 10+2 structure in school education will be modified with a new pedagogical and curricular reconstructing to 5+3+3+4, covering ages 3 to 18 as shown in the respective figure and elaborated in detail later under. Previous academic structure from age 16 to 18 and age 6 to 16, from class 1 to 10, age group of 6 to 16, and age group from 16 to 18 was from +2 or intermediate. As shown in the figure, new pedagogical and curricular structure, it is divided into 4 different parts. First part is 2-year class 1 and 2 age group of 6 to 8, 3-year आंगनवाड़ी प्री स्कूल बाल वाटिका ages from 3 to 6. क्लास एज फ्रॉम एज ग्रुप 3 to 6 के जो बच्चे हैं वो आंगनबाड़ी या फिर प्री स्कूल के लिए या फिर किसी बाल वाटिका वगैरह में वे अपनी शिक्षा ग्रहण करेंगे। उसके बाद जब वह बच्चा 6 साल की उम्र में पहुंचेगा, 6 से 8 साल की उम्र में होगा, तब उस बच्चे को क्लास 1 और क्लास 2 की शिक्षा दी जाएगी और वो भी उसके रीजनल लैंग्वेज में उन्हें पढ़ाया जाएगा। फिर जब बच्चा 8 साल से 11 साल की उम्र में आएगा, 8 साल से 11 साल के जब बच्चे होंगे तब उस वक्त वो 3 से लेकर 5 तक की क्लासेस में पढ़ेंगे। ये सरकार के द्वारा पेश किया गया दूसरा मॉड्यूल है जिसे प्रीलिमिनरी कहेंगे। फिर मैट्रिक में आएंगे जिसमें क्लास 6 to 8 की पढ़ाई होगी, जिसमें 11 से लेकर 14 साल के बच्चे होंगे जो कि 6 to 8 क्लास की पढ़ाई करेंगे, जिसे मैट्रिक कहा जाएगा। और जब बच्चे की उम्र 14 से 18 साल हो जाएगी तो वो क्लास 9 से लेकर 12 तक की पढ़ाई करेंगे। ये 4th स्टेज होगा जो कि सेकेंडरी स्टेज होगा। इससे बच्चों का जो केयर है, जो मनोबल है और जो शिक्षा का स्तर है उसमें पूरा सुधार आ सकता है और आएगा। यह सोच करके इस तरह के पॉलिसी को डिज़ाइन किया गया है, इस तरह का कंस्ट्रक्शन किया गया है नेशनल राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर शिक्षा के लिए, बच्चों के लिए। करेंटली एजुकेशन चिल्ड्रन इन द एज ग्रुप ऑफ 3 to 6 आर नॉट कवर्ड in the 10+2 structure as class 1 begins at age 6. In the new 5+3+3+4 structure, a strong base of early childhood care and education from age 3 is also included, which is aimed to promoting better overall learning, development and well-being. Early childhood care and education. Early childhood care and education, the foundation of learning. Over 85% of the child cumulative brain development occurs prior to the age of 6, indicating the critical importance of appropriate care and stimulation of the brain in the early years in order to ensure healthy brain development and growth. Presently, quality ECCE is not available to crores of young children, particularly children from socio-economically disadvantaged background. Strong investment in ECCE has the potential to give all young children such access, enabled them to participate and flourished in the educational system throughout their lives. Universal provisionings of quality early childhood development care and education must thus be achieved as soon as possible and no later than 2020 to ensure that all students entering grade 1 are school ready. ECCE ideally consists of flexible, multi-phased, multi-level, play-based, activity-based and inquiry-based learning comprising to alphabets, languages, numbers, counting, colors, shapes, indoor and outdoor plays, puzzles and logical thinking, problem solving, drawing, painting and other visual art, craft, drama and music and movement. It also includes a focus on developing teamwork and cooperation, social capacities, sensitivity, good behavior, ethics, personal and public cleanliness. The overall aim of ECCE will be to attain optimal outcomes in the domain of physical and motor development, cognitive development, social, economical, ethical development, cultural development of communication and early language literacy and numeracy. Next, foundational literacy and numeracy, an urgent and necessary prerequisite to learning. The ability to read and write and perform basic operations with numbers, it is necessary foundation and an indispensable prerequisite for all features, schooling and lifelong learning. However, various governmental as well as non-governmental surveys indicate that we are currently in a learning crisis. A large proportion of students currently in elementary school, estimated to be over 5 crore in number, have not attained fundamental literacy and numeracy. The ability to read and comprehend basic text and the ability to carry out basic conditions and subtraction with Indian numerals. Attaining foundational literacy and numeracy for all children will thus become a urgent national mission with immediate measures to be taken on many fronts and with clear goals that the numeracy by grade 3. The highest priority of the education system will be to achieve universal foundation literacy and numeracy. Primary school by 2025. The rest of the policy will become relevant for our students only if this most basic learning requirement is first achieved. To this end, a national mission of foundational literacy and numeracy will be set up by the Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD on priority. Accordingly, all states or union territories government with numerically prepare a implementation plans for attaining universal foundation literacy and numeracy in the primary schools, identifying size-wise target and goals to be achieved by 2025 and closely tracking and monitoring progresses of the time. First, teacher vacancies will be filled at the earliest in the time-bound manner, especially in disadvantageous areas and areas in large pupil to teacher ratios or high rate of literacy. Special attention will be given to employing local teachers of those with familiarity with local language and pupil teacher ratio of under 30:1, मतलब 30 पर एक शिक्षक, 30 बच्चों पर एक शिक्षक की नियुक्ति की जाएगी. इट विल बी इंश्योर्ड एट द लेवल ऑफ ईच स्कूल. हर एक स्कूल में इसी लेवल पर शिक्षकों की भर्ती की जाएगी, जिससे कि एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में दिए गए प्रावधानों को पूरा किया जा सके और जो टारगेट्स और जो गोल्स सेटअप किए गए हैं उन टारगेट गोल्स को अचीव किया जा सके. Areas having large number of socio-economically disadvantaged students will aim for a PTR of under 25:1. कहीं कहीं पर जहाँ पर कि सोशियो इकोनॉमिकल डिसएडवांटेजेस है वहाँ पर बच्चों की संख्या 25 पर एक शिक्षक की नियुक्ति की जाएगी. टीचर्स विल बी ट्रेंड, इनकरेज्ड एंड सपोर्टेड विथ कंटिन्यूअस प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट टू इम्पार्ट foundational literacy and numeracy. On the circular side, there will be an increased focus on foundational literacy and numeracy and generally on reading, writing, speaking, counting, arithmetic and mathematical thinking throughout the preparatory and middle school curriculum with a robust system of continuous formatting, adaptive assessment to track and thereby individualizes and ensure each student's learning. Third, curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education to all levels. One of the primary goals of the schooling system must be to ensure that children are enrolled in and are attended schools throughout inactivities such as the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, now the Samagra Shiksha and the Right of Education Act. India has made remarkable strides in recent years in attaining near universal enrollment in elementary education. However, the data for the later grades indicates some serious issues in retaining children in the schooling system. The GER for grade 6 to 8 was 90.9%, while the grade 9 to 10 and 11-12 was only 79.3% and 56.5% respectively, indicating that the significant proportion of enrolled students drop out after grade 5 and especially after grade 8. As per the 75th round household survey by NSSO in 2017-18, the number of out of school children in the age group of 6 to 17 is 3.22 crores. If It will be a top priority to bring these children back into the educational fold as early as possible and prevent further students from dropping out with a goal to achieve 100% growth enrollment ratio in preschools to secondary level by 2030. A concerted national effort will be made to ensure universal access to afford opportunity to all children of the country to obtain quality holistic education including vocational education from preschool to grade 12. Curriculum and pedagogy in schools learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable and emerging. The curricular and pedagogical structure of school education will be recognified to make it respective, responsive and relevant to the development need and interest of learners at different stages of their development corresponding to the age ranges of 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 18 years respectively. The curricular and pedagogical structure and the curricular framework for school education will therefore be guided by a 5+3+3+4 design consist of the foundational stage in two parts, that is 3 year of Anganwadi preschools plus 2 year in primary schools in grades 1 to 2 both together covering ages 3 to 8. Preparatory stages grade 3 to 5 covering all ages 8 to 11, middle stage grade 6 to 8 covering ages 11 to 14 and secondary stage grade 9 to 12 in the two phases. For example, 9 and 10 in the first and 11 and 12 in the second covering ages 14 to 1. Reconstructing school curriculum and pedagogy in a new 5+3+3+4 design. Holistic development of learners. The key overall thrust of curriculum and pedagogy reform across all stages will be to move the education system towards real understanding and towards learning how to learn and away from the culture of rote learning as is largely present today. The aim of education will not only be cognitive development but also building character and creative holistic and well-rounded individual equipped development but also building character and create holistic and well-rounded individual equipped with the key 21st century skill. Ultimately, knowledge is a deep seal teasers and education help in its manifestation as the perfection which is already with an individual. All aspects of curriculum and pedagogy will be rewritten and revamped to attain these critical goals. Reduce curriculum content and enhance essential learning and critical thinking. Next, experiential learning. In all stages, experiential learning will be adapted including hands-on learning, art integrated and sports integrated education, storytelling based pedagogy among others as standard pedagogy within each subject and with exploration of relation among different subjects to close the gap in achievement of learning outcomes. classroom transactions will shift towards competency based learning and education. This assessment tool will also be aligned with the learning outcomes, capabilities and dispositions as specified for each subject for a given class. Empower students through flexibility in course choices. Students will be given increased flexibility and choice of subjects to study, particularly in secondary school, including subjects in physical education, the art and craft and vocational skills, so that they can design their own paths to study and life plan. Holistic development and a wide choices of students and courses year to year will be the new distinct feature of the secondary school education. There will be no hard separation among curricular, extracurricular and co-curricular among arts, humanities and sciences or between vocational or academic streams. Subjects such as physical education, the art and craft and vocational skills in addition to science, humanities and mathematics will be incorporated throughout the social curriculum with a consideration for what is integrated and safe at each age. Multilingualism and the power of language. It is well understood that young children learn and grasp non-tribes concepts more quickly in their home language, mother tongue. Home language is usually the same language as the mother tongue or that which is spoken by local communities. However, at times in multilingual families, there can be a home language spoken by other family member which may sometimes be different from mother tongue or local language. Wherever possible, the medium of instructions until at least grade 5, but preferably till grade 8 and beyond, will be the home language or mother tongue or local language, regional language. Thereafter, the home or local language shall continue to the taught as a textbooks, including in science, will be made available in home language or mother tongue. Curricular integration of essential subjects, skills and capabilities. While students have a large amount of flexibility in choosing their educational criteria, certain subjects, skills and capabilities should be learned by all students to become good, successful, innovative, adaptable and productive human being in today's rapidly changing world. In addition to proficiency in language, these skills include scientific temper and evidence-based thinking, creativity and innovativeness, sense of aesthetics and art, oral and written communication, health and nutrition, physical education, fitness, wellness and sports, collaboration and teamwork, problem solving and logical reasoning, vocational exposure and skills, digital literacy, coding and computational thinking, ethical and moral reasons, knowledge and practice of human and knowledge of India. National curriculum framework for the school education. First, नेशनल टेक्स्ट बुक विथ लोकल कंटेंट एंड फ्लेवर. इसके द्वारा सरकार की जो मंशा है वह बताती है कि टेक्स्ट बुक्स में लोकल कंटेंट्स को ऐड किया जाए और उन्हें उसमें डाला जाए ताकि बच्चे लोकल चीज़ों के बारे में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जानकारी रखें और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जान पाएँ. Transforming assessment for student development. The aim of assessment in the culture of our schooling system will shift from one that is summative and primary test route memorization skills to one that is more regular and formative. Support and gifted students with special talents. There are innate talent in every student, which must be discovered, nurtured, fostered, and developed. These talent may express themselves in the form of varying interest, dispositions, and capabilities. Those students that show particularly strong interest and capacities in a given realm must be encouraged to pursue that realm beyond the general school curriculum. Teachers, requirement and redeployment. Service, environment and culture, continuous professional development, career management and progression, and professional standards of teachers. स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स की बहाली होनी है. अप्रोच टू टीचर एजुकेशन, और जिसमें टीचर्स के एजुकेशन को भी अप्रोच किया गया है. रिकॉग्नाइजिंग दैट द टीचर्स विल रिक्वायर ट्रेनिंग इन हाई क्वालिटी कंटेंट एज वेल एज pedagogy. Teacher education will gradually be moved by 2020 into multidisciplinaries college and universities. As college and universities all move towards becoming multidisciplinary, they will also aim to house outstanding education department that offer B.Ed, M.Ed and PhD degree in education. Second part is the higher education. Quality universities and colleges, a new and forward looking vision for India's higher education. Next, the institutional reconstructing and consolidation, and next towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education. Optimal learning environments and support for the students, internationalization, students activity and participation, financial support for the students. Motivated, energized and capable faculty, equality and conclusion in higher education, teachers education, remaining vocational education, catalyzing quality academic research in all fields through a new national research foundation, transforming the regulatory system of higher education, curbing commercialization of education, effective governance and leadership for higher education institutions. Third part is other key area to focus: professional education, adult education and lifelong learning, promoting of Indian language, arts and culture, technology use and integration, online and digital education, ensuring equitable use of technology. And last part is fourth part, making it happen. How can we make it happen? This policy be strengthening the Central Advisory Board to education. Next is financing affordable and quality education for all, and third, the most important is implementation. So here I am going to finish this training session on the topic of National Education Policy 2020, and it must be implemented for the students' growth Thank you.